Reclaim your time. Welcome to AI Advocates. I'm Dr. Lisa Dieker.
And I'm Dr. Maggie Mosher.
And we're excited to help you reclaim your napkins. I mean, your time today. So Maggie, what's the site we're talking about? And then I'll share a little of what I love about it.
Yeah, we're doing Napkin AI today.
Yeah, so I learned about this from one of our colleagues who's a doc student here at KU, and he's like, "Have you seen this?" And I'm like, "No." And Napkin AI is literally what it sounds like. It's like, have you ever been at dinner and you and your friends are like, "Oh, let's start a business, or let's redesign the bathroom, or let's rearrange my classroom, or let's come up with our lesson plan." And if there's nothing else available, what do you use? You use your napkin. And so it's really meant to be that concept. But what I really found it helpful is Maggie and I just recently submitted a grant, and it said it needed a figure and a flow chart. And I was like, well, I'm going to try it. So I took the text, and I think what I was most impressed by is it gave me both a color and a black and white option, which I liked that choice. But it was a text on AI advocates and putting together people in education. And it made the image in the flow chart a pencil. And it was a cut apart pencil. And I was like, oh, and it's like, do you want color, black and white? And I was like, okay, I love that part. And then I said, can you make a flow chart? And I gave it what we were trying to do. And not only did it do it, but it made it beautiful. It made it color, and it matched the pencil. So, in what? 2 minutes, I did something that I probably would have spent 10 hours on PowerPoint trying to get right. And it actually was much better. And it gave thoughts on the napkin that I wouldn't have even known to put down there. So,
Oh, 100%. I love that about it. I also love that I can put in any of my presentations or any of my lessons that I do that day and just stick it in, just copy paste it. And when it comes up with the pictures, it'll give me like 20 options. So I can choose this kind of picture. And then once I choose that, I could choose, okay, so I really like the 4 visuals with the words on the side. Once I choose that, it then gives me 10 more options of how that could be visually look depending on how I set it up, which I also love because then I've got all of these different visuals and I can choose the visual. And then it gives me things like, okay, you've got all of this in here. Here's the words. Here's your image. Now you can click on these and you can specifically label things that aren't labeled. You can add your own sketch in there. You can sketch on top of it. I can even add images of my students in there, which I thought was really cool. So like for centers for teachers, I think this would be amazing. If you have the directions for each center, throw the directions in and it'll automatically make visuals, and you can put images on top of it of your students doing those centers as well. And you'd have a whole choice board of centers already ready for you in minutes.
yeah, and I was thinking task analysis for those kids who need steps and procedures. And you could say, for each step, could you please add an image? And it will do that for you. So, we love free, and Napkin AI has a free version. It isn't like most that we've talked about where teachers can do it completely free. If you want to have the fancy part, it is $10 a month. And right now it looks like because there's still a little beta in development, because it's a newer tool, if you wanted to pay $300 for lifetime of the Believer plan. But again, we haven't found a need at this point to do the monthly fee. It's certainly something if you were a teacher that really, you were in art or digital design and you needed images all the time, it certainly might be worth that pricing. We're not telling you not to ever pay for anything. We're just giving you the landscape of what we know. And then the last thing I will just share about Napkin AI, and then anything else, Maggie, you want to share, is it also does have the pen feature and the, enlarge feature and the text box feature, and it will let you have AI help you. So like if you're like, I need to do some stuff with some kids who are struggling in centers, you could use an AI prompt for that. And then AI and Napkin AI prompt together will come and give you some images to help you like get out. I don't know if you've ever had that brain fog where you're like, I got to do something with these 3 groups of kids that dislike everything to do with Play-Doh, but I don't even know what to do. And I could put that prompt in, and Napkin AI would both give me images and some text through the AI generation to help with that.
Definitely. The only thing I'd add to that is I think too, especially with students with dysgraphia, dyslexia, dyscalculia, having the ability to just take that little text that I'm not understanding because everything keeps moving, or those numbers that just aren't lining up correctly for me, and throwing it in there and it making all kinds of different visuals for me gives me lots of ideas and options. So I can see what I can't necessarily see in one way, I can see in a totally new way. And I love that about it. So
Yeah.
if you haven't Go ahead.
I just have to add really quickly, you did it again, as that is, Maggie reminded us that let kids use Napkin AI. We don't know about the privacy piece of this. So again, but right now, the free version, you don't have to do anything but log in with a Google account. So if you're logged in, then the kids could go play on the napkin, but do know that you would want to be careful with that at this point in time. So yeah.
Yeah, never put any private information into any of these, that's for sure. And tell your kids not to. But books or things that you're reading in class, that would be an easy one. And if you want to check out more or hear more about how you can reclaim your time, check us out at KU Scholars Works.